Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is the Cottage Gut Library. I am Lunacia, or Luna for short, and in today's video I'm going to do a little bit of an unhaul. I don't think I've filmed an unhaul before. I've done it before, but I've never filmed it, so I thought it was about time to do that. The reason for this right now is that I'm going to Oslo. This video will probably not be posted until after I'm back, probably closer to the end of the year or the beginning of next year. It is mid-December 2024 when I'm filming, but that is fine. I thought I would go through the books that I'm planning to unhaul. I am going to a bookshop in Oslo that is English language books, and they actually take secondhand books from people, and then you get like credits, I think, so you can buy books there. Not 100% sure how it works, but I thought I would try it and get rid of some books in English that I'm not planning on rereading. There's also a book that I haven't read, but I'm not planning on reading it as well. So just let's get into the books that I'm going to unhaul. The first book I'm going to unhaul is a book I've talked to you about before, and I think I was pretty much able to express my dislike for this book, and it's No Room at the Little Cottage Inn by Nancy Barone. Yeah, I didn't like this at all. It's a single mother who goes to a Cornish village and is going to save a hotel or sack the person who runs the hotel, something along those lines. To me, this wasn't very trustworthy. Also, I can't connect with the main character at all. She didn't come across as that likable, to be honest with you. So yeah, this book has to go. The next book is Night Train to Lisbon by Pascal Mercier. I have not read this book. I don't really know anything about it, but I'm not really interested in reading it either. It might be a good book for all I know, but I'm not going to read it. I actually picked it up somewhere, like I can't remember, and I was kind of thinking, oh, maybe that would be an interesting read, but I changed my mind because I have so many books unread on my shelf, so I am not going to read it, and it'll travel on, so to speak. The Mistletoe Matchmaker by Felicity Hayes McCoy I actually quite enjoy. It's set in Ireland. It's in an Irish Christmas book, so to speak. Their main character is American, if I remember correctly. I really enjoyed this, but I'm not going to reread it because there's so many other books I'd rather read. It's not like, even though I really enjoyed it, I don't think it's the kind of book I want to read more than once. The author is Irish or lives in Ireland, I think. I read this last year in December. So it's been a year. I don't really remember that much about it. But I remember enjoying it, and I was thinking I would read maybe another book by the author, another Christmas book, but I haven't gotten around to get one, so don't know if that will happen and when it will happen, but there's no point in me keeping this because I am not going to reread it. And the last book is a book I read earlier this year. I was quite excited to be reading it because it's a classic and it's also set in India. If you follow me, you know that earlier this year in October 2024, I went to India. It was like a lifelong dream for me, or lifelong, many years. I've been saving up for this trip for 15 plus years, like around 15 years, I think. And I finally went this year. I've been fascinated by India for ages and been trying to read books about India, set in India, things like that. This book, it was set in India, but is a classic, and it's A Passage to India by E.M. Forster. I must admit that I was actually a little bit disappointed by this book. I can't really put my finger on why. It's very much a book of its time, so it's kind of interesting to see the world in the perspective of the time. That's kind of the interesting thing about this book. At the same time, I don't know, it's maybe a little bit outdated, maybe, not sure. But it is a classic, and I got this at Bookmart secondhand, and I thought it would be a good thing to let someone else, like, pass it forward. I don't need to reread this because I didn't like it that much. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. So I thought it would be a good book to just like let someone else have at some point. It is a classic, so I'm not saying don't read it, but I'm not going to read it myself. And those are the 4 books that I'm unhauling this time. I'm hoping to do a little bit more of an unhaul at some other point in time, and because I have a lot of books, and I think there's a lot of books that I have that can be unhauled, but we'll see. This is it for now, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!